Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. Yes, do it. Leave a like. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. Welcome back for another edition of, I guess that kind of makes sense because that's what's been going on. If you somehow managed to miss the last 11 and a half weeks of news, the cryptocurrency world at large has for some reason become obsessed with Ethereum. Without having a 95-minute discussion, the generalized idea is that as we get more stable coins and because of all the bills that were signed in the middle of summer, it appears that a number of institutions, companies, banks, etc. are going to, this is the news that we, the public, have been given, that they're going to create stable coins on top of blockchains, permissionless blockchains. And apparently at the forefront of that is Ethereum. That's kind of the long and short of it. The other idea has to do with the volume of stable coins that would then be on top of Ethereum, which would then propel the price of Ethereum a lot further up from whence it currently was. That's not English, but you get it. The other part is basically we've had a number of companies. This has been like a loop, announcing that they're going to be buying tons of Ether, or companies announcing where they think Ethereum's price is going to be, or what this is going to be on this date, or how high Ethereum's going to go there. Earlier this year, we had a lot of Ethereum price predictions that were like caca poo poo. If you weren't here, they were like, maybe Ether can get to 1,600. We might see a $2,000 Ether by December 2025. So when prices began to go up, everyone was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. How's it doing it? Ethereum's already the most used chain on the planet. So we should have previously already been above 5,000 just based off of that. But alas, now everyone thinks that this is going to be like the the literal golden child of the space. Tom Lee, one of the mega investors within the space, recently predicted that Ethereum might flip Bitcoin, become the #1 coin. People are calling it, like, not a joke, the Wall Street golden child, like the Wall Street coin that they're all going to be using. But alas, sure, why not? I can kind of see that. So a company by the name of Standard Chartered is back in the news. We have a lot of analytical companies, logically, who announce where they think prices are going, how high this is going to be, what's going to happen for this coin, and basically when mega altcoin season is going to begin. This also then ties back into this idea of cycles being over. You must have heard that at some point within this space. Apparently, prices are moving up, but not moving up or down in the way that they're supposed to, and therefore it looks like we could be in a brand new cycle altogether, and or that cycles are basically done. And this is part of what this is. They were one of the companies who previously had projections for Ethereum's price, roughly sitting around like 2,000 or 3,000. They think that we are going to hit around $10,000 by the end of this year for Ether. Cool. Awesome. That feels like the basic standard of what we should have going on. I think there's also like a mega upgrade. I think it's in November. Ethereum always has a lot of upgrades, but there's one that's coming up that's meant to be like more transactions per second, better for layer 2s. Everyone gets a cheeseburger, like something along those lines. And this is what everyone's currently clamoring about besides all of these things. The mega news being is that Standard Chartered is predicting a $25,000 Ether within 3.5 years. So, no, 2.5. Wait, 5, 6, no, 2.5 years. Excuse my numbers. They said by 2028, they're expecting a $25,000 Ether. If the time frame and the number sounds a little bit confusing to you, that would be when the next halving happens. And this is normally when prices go like this and then go like this. So us being at 25, here's the shebang. Prices being at $25,000 for Ether would only mean one or two things. Either A, Ethereum goes up to $100,000 by December. This is far less likely. $100,000 by December, and then moves on down to $25,000 by the time we get to 2028. Or the other idea is that basically that prices would continuously move upward, potentially into in infinitum, as we have been hearing. There's a lot of, I keep wanting to say hubbubaloo, and I don't know, is that a thing? I keep wanting to say there's a lot of hubbubaloo about this, and I don't know where that's coming from. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it anywhere. I feel like it was in a Disney movie years ago that I can't really put it together. The general Bababalook right now kind of has to do with this. No, really, like this is kind of at the center of everything. And I mentioned multiple times before that I'm actually a little shocked that more people aren't into this news as much as I previously assumed. I understand. I've seen the comment section. I know everyone doesn't have Ether. I know everyone doesn't have Bitcoin, which is just I'm not logically making a lot of sense with that. However, the point of the matter is, if you don't have number one and number two, you probably have a bunch of altcoins. And logic tells us that if Ethereum does well, the other altcoins do well as well. So I'm shooketh that more people haven't been on the train of the markets doing well, supposed to do wellerer, and that Ethereum is basically going to be at the forefront of kind of all of this. It kind of, leads to the idea of alt season, but then also an extended alt season. If we're talking about Ethereum being here and then being at $25,000, that would in turn imply a 2.5 year plus bull run. See what I'm getting at? So a lot of people tend to be more focused on short term, at least in crypto when it comes to investing. But a lot of the news we've been getting as far as like how amazing, awesome, fantastic, incredible Ethereum is, there are tons of altcoins tied to Ether and its success. If Ethereum does well, if we get to a $25,000 Ether, that would basically mean the other lower cap altcoins would have a multi-year run. Do you understand what that means for you and your wallet and wealth? And I'm not to throw this out there. I mean like an early retirement. So I think people in crypto, and I can say from my vantage point of having been in this market for X amount of years, I see that often people kind of focus on like, well, this one date, nothing else. And they don't kind of like, hey, if every analyst is talking about $1 million Bitcoin in 2028, a $2.4 million Bitcoin in 2029, a $25,000 Ether at the next halving, and we also we've had sprinkles. We've had sprinkles of $100,000 plus Ethereum predictions by 2032. That basically would mean that the other coins have only continuously gone up as well. So it's weird that people ignore this kind of news, but we'll see. Happy September, October, everyone. This is when the market's meant to start going insane. Yeah. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. I hope you're all being productive, investing. What are you investing in? What are you putting your money into? I just bought some art. I didn't mean to. My finger slipped several times. I haven't bought art in a while, and I keep meaning to do it. I guess I did it. I was going to buy a sculpture recently. Not you. If you don't care, have a good day. I was planning on buying a sculpture, and then that didn't happen. So I bought prints instead, and I'm planning on buying another print in about 2.5 hours. That's not a joke. There's another print that's dropping, and I want to. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into art a little bit more, but you know. Well, this is awkward. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.